An interesting thing that I have heard a lot of mature investors talk about these days is building for investors versus building for users.
Mm.
I think Paul Graham
Mhm.
talks about it a lot, and
Oh yeah.
so I want to know your thoughts on that. Like, since we talked about these overhyped processes, I think somehow these connect to the founder's ideology of building for raising money, taking it as the end instead of the means. So, what are your thoughts
Hmm.
on that?
Oh yeah, I totally agree. And yeah, Paul Graham has talked about that a lot. I was actually just discussing this very topic yesterday with another founder, and it's interesting because at the end of the day, the value you create is for your customers, right? So you have to build a product that they want. And a mistake that you're alluding to, right, that founders make all the time is they build and frame their company around what they think investors want. And so they're presenting their business and their product and the problem they want to solve to investors rather than trying to figure out what their customer really wants. And they can burn a lot of time, precious time and resources trying to figure out that story. And then even if they do get funded, when they go back to their market, they may have it wrong, which is just eternally frustrating. It's like raising money is a full-time job, and engaging with investors is really full-time work. It just takes so much effort. And I tell founders all the time, like, well, what if you took the 6 months that you would spend, where it's at least 50 to 70% of your mind share is going towards trying to build stuff for investors, and you took all that time and you just went to your customers, you try to sell something, like, even if you don't have the software built yet, like, just try to sell a consulting service that solves the same problem, right? Like get in the door, build relationships, get to know that problem at a much deeper level, and become a true world-class expert at it. You'll make some money along the way, you'll build a lot of credibility, and you'll actually find something that they want instead of guessing what they want, right? And when you create that and you have that, the story to tell investors is easy, right? And I think that that's where most founders have a hard time with telling an investor story, is that they're trying to tell that story too early. And so it takes so much effort to try to find someone that's willing to write a check when you haven't done anything. And I've felt that pain. I've made that mistake before. So I do totally agree with that. And it's tempting to go talk to investors because it's like, well, if I could just get a $500,000 check, imagine the things I could do,
Yeah,
And then I would say, well, and what if you waste 6 months of your life and you burn all your personal resources and you don't get a check? Then what's that worth?
that's